Hello and welcome once again to Hearts of Iron 4, The Fire Rises. And today we'll be playing something a little different. So I have found this little submod allowing me to play as the United Nations mission to America. Why? Because it's silly and I like silly. So let's get going. We'll play as the United States of America.
You boys have been underfoot long enough.
You jerked the words right out of my mouth. Ooh, here comes violence. Get a job, you lazy kids.
I guess if you want children beaten, you have to do it yourself.
There we go. Beautifully done. So, as the US, I'm going to do exactly nothing, which is good, because much like Donald Trump, I don't know what to do. And much like Joe Biden, I don't know what's going on. Fortunately, I don't have to, because we will not be playing this country for any amount of time. No, we have other concerns. We will be playing as the soon-to-be UN mission to Florida.
It's a delivery for the Democratic Order of Planets. Dupe, what's that? It's similar to the United Nations from your time, Fry.
And to prepare for the coming of the Floridian mission, we are going to be building up a little bit of military factories in the area. The idea being, since I'm going to start in Florida, I want Florida to be good. Yes, that does look like a lovely set of beachfront property. That's not giving me Florida vibes. That's very, very New Jersey-esque. Anyway, as for the USA mechanics, I don't know them. I'm also not gonna read all this. If you want to see me do a run as either Big Donnie T or Joe Biden, let me know and I can work on my impressions. Until then, I think I'm just gonna skip forward until we get to the start of the Second American Civil War, because that's really where the content starts for this mod. All right, we need to pick the bottom option. See, this allows us to play as the UN mission to Southern Florida. The top option is Big Donnie T. Bottom option is all of the other options you can pick. What's the movement and why is it in Portland, Oregon? I don't know. This country is just falling apart around me. I'm starting to understand why that man looks like that. My dear American viewers, you people are ungovernable. Ooh, I remember this. The Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone? Is that like over here? Oh, so we're organizing a siege of the White House now. I'll just not look at it and it'll go away. You know, I could take back Capitol Hill from that Chaz up there, but I'm considering I don't have to play as America, I kind of want to see what happens. I'm just gonna let them sit in their own filth for a bit, and they can figure it out. Oh, apparently we are actually doing the siege, and people approve. My approval rating went up. Now, I do wonder, this says if we don't have at least 60% approval, yada yada yada, disastrous consequences. Would that mean if I can get like approval high enough, there won't be a Second American Civil War? Is there a way to navigate your way through all of this mess and come out the other side intact? If any of you have experience with the mod, let me know, because I am intrigued by this. That is somehow an even more unflattering image of Joe Biden than I had in my mind. That man really doesn't know what's going on. And this is where we can finally make our choice. This screen is only available if you've chosen the Biden path, and there you can either go, with Biden or any of these breakaway states. And this mod adds a better world. We will play as the United Nations. I am very much looking forward to this because I like playing the underdog, the outside pick. Should be fun. Again, let me know down in the comments if you want to see me play one of the American paths, which one. Any suggestions are more than welcome. All right, here we go. The death of Wall Street. The army ceases communication, and it's all kaput. And we're back. Ho, ho, hey, ho, ho. Okay. The world is watching us. The UN mission in the United States has been declared. How this came about? No one knows. No one cares. But what is important is that the United Nations are here. Now, historically, the United Nations do not have a brilliant track record or reputation. Somalia, Rwanda, Bosnia, issues, let's say, have plagued its peacekeeping missions. But not today, not this time. This time, we are going in fully cocked, fully loaded. Our rules of engagement will be very simple. They will simply be yes. So with that in mind, let us get ready to kick down the door and watch the whole thing crumble. We have 1 military factory. That's great. You know what? Let's start by making things that I need. Guns. Research has to start from scratch because nothing transfers over from your playtime as the US of A. That's great. You know what? I don't need construction. What I need is better guns and improvements to my guns. Research is good. Trade. I have no factories to trade with. Economy. I am the United Nations. I don't have an economy. And that is pretty much it. So from this point forward, well, we go forward. And our first step will be to take out Brandon Russell, head of the Atomwaffen Division. I don't need you idiotic LARPers here. We will secure the entirety of Florida for peace, prosperity, and a better world. Which reminds me, I'm going to turn this infantry into National Guard infantry. I don't have all the equipment I need for it, but looking at templates, like, this ain't it, Chief, and I'd rather run around with a couple of these, which are slightly more it, Chief. Like these trucks, like this mechanized brigade. These are locked templates that I get through decisions and events, and it's kind of annoying because I'll be stuck playing around with these terrible, terrible divisions. On the bright side, everyone else has terrible, terrible divisions, so I guess it's even Steven. Also, anyone wondering if this is like a good faction? Well, you can look at the military stats, the other military stats, the economy stats, and the the political stats. No! Nothing about this is good, but we will make it so. We will make it great. Strategy, I guess we're going to start war soon, because this is just peace. Why is there so much peace here? Oh, another lag spike. That means the wars are coming. All right, now everyone's declared war on their respective targets. Oh boy, that is a lot of wars. We have, let's see here, the UN intervention in Florida. We have a bunch of decisions that give us operational readiness. We must use that operational readiness to make, let's see, to launch offensive operations. These temporarily buff our unplanned intervention things. Basically, it turns our army on temporarily for 30 days. And we have to make use of that to quickly take these positions from Fort Myers, Orlando, Tampa, Jacksonville, all the way up to Tallahassee. Reintegration, I guess we can core states as we claim them. And then peacekeeper operations. This is where we can get additional units. We simply beg the world to send me troops, and either they will or they won't. I think they always say yes, but you don't know what you're getting. First things first, we are going to go towards We Have You Surrounded. Love the imagery. That goal will be to unleash Operation Iron Veil. Essentially allows us to take these breakaway nations relatively quickly, so that will be our first goal. The Redneck Revolt has defeated the state of South Carolina. This is the Army of God? The KKK? Oh dear God, these are just all insanity. So I've been building up some preparedness. I am ready to unleash Operation Iron Veil and immediately commence a spearhead. The goal will be to push right on through as far as possible, possibly to Fort Myers, because that is our first step. 84 days to get to Fort Myers. The sooner we get there, the better. And the infantry on the flanks here can launch pinning attacks to prevent the enemy from reinforcing. There we go. That is an armored... They have an armored unit? Yeah, of course. The LARPers got an armored unit. And a storm battalion. Ooh. That is Fort Myers secured. I'm focusing my focuses on improving the army. Get that ineffective code of conduct made somewhat effective, and I also need to figure out ways to get more political power. So I'm able to recruit these foreign divisions to come in and, bail me out. I need all the help I can get. Unfortunately for me, like, warfare in The Fire Rises is a slow, grindy mess that feels like it takes forever. But unit movement is fast, so once you do break through, you can go places, so... If you're wondering why my trade and construction and all that looks terrible, it's because I, one, have no ports. I have virtually no economy. Everything is going to be built off the back of foreign donations, I guess. It's just important that we get rid of these pockets because I cannot leave them behind my lines. I don't know why I have a random 24 Tiger attack helicopters, but I'm going to deploy them. And I'm going to lose all of them within a week because all of these LARPers are really good with their stingers. Norbat. I love these guys. For those of you not in the know, one of the more effective UN peacekeeping detachment, mostly because they decided to completely ignore the rules of engagement set out by the UN peacekeeping missions and just open fire on the Serbs and the Bosnian Serbs when they were attacked or threatened. Very impressive. Got a lot of flack for it though. Next stop, Tyrant of the Tallahassee. He's next. That would also give me one of these offensive operations specifically against the state of Florida. This man, or lizard. All right, we're gonna wipe this out. Yes. That gives us a port and control of more territory. Fast units pile in over there. We're gonna try and shunt these guys into Tampa as quickly as possible. And then infantry along that flank trying to push north towards Orlando. Spain has sent some troops. And then I guess we just go around begging for more. That's pretty much it. And now we start working towards Statebreaker. Operation Statebreaker. At least the names are good. Forgot. They named their tank division the Leibstandarte. You really are just a bunch of LARPers, aren't you? Kids these days. Alright, that is Lakeland. And I think Atomwaffen is going to disintegrate now. And you all march right on up north. A couple more factories. Can't change my templates right now, so I'm just trying to make a little bit of everything. Are we ready for Operation Statebreaker? Might as well. Some more veneration of Norbat 2. All right, we're moving in. That secures Tampa. Orlando is within spitting distance. If you spit real hard, I guess some Australians might help. So then we would just need to take Jacksonville and Tallahassee. Jacksonville's up there. It's quite a ways off. It's going to require a breakthrough. I think if we can force that breakthrough, we'll be okay. City's healed. Let's reopen the happiest place on Earth. Disney World is the first thing you reopen. I have one attack helicopter. It's light mechanized, and then we'll add some regular mechanized. Sweet. We have a single arms manufacturer. That's better than having no arms manufacturer, I guess. I think we've broken their line, and we should be able to punch through to Tallahassee and then drive straight up to Pensacola. Miami airlift, why not? Any amount of political power I can get is welcome. Breaking through, let's make sure that all of the armored units we have are focused now on taking Tallahassee. All right, let's do more of these things to get... Yes, and then this one, some more infantry. Sweet, get them in there. Yeah, everything they have is pinned. I just need to drive to the state capital, or like the last victory point. Yay! Okay, that at least secures the state of Florida for us. A devastated, war-torn hellscape. Wait, no, I'm getting reports. That's just what the place always looks like. Never mind. Here, let's raise a militia there, because obviously. And we've done all of our secure missions. That means we got some stability out of it. We got a lot of political power out of it, which we'll immediately spend to get more troops. Let's get some North American troops in here. Once we partner with Lockheed, we get ready for the next stage of operations. Whoopsie daisy, someone just bombed Antonio Guterres. Okay, so that's great. Now what? We unlock a new portion of the focus tree. I love this. It looks like military, industry, I guess politics? No, also army. We'll start by finding political power so I can get a couple more divisions, and then I believe we need to invoke Chapter 7 of the UN Charter. This turns it into not just a peacekeeping force, but a peacemaking force. And that should allow me to get the North American theater where I can get these operations, which I believe allow me to declare war. So apparently we got like 2 different philosophies. Eagle's Nest, Legacy of the Dove, which means we got, yay, balance of power. Either the Department of Peace giving us this, which is actually not really bad, or the Security Council giving us the, which I'd say is worse. We'll see where the coin lands. Let's just start with the Eagle's Nest because this gives me some immediately useful bonuses. Let's get some South Americans in. I'm getting African and Asian help as well. Alrighty, I have 1 mandate of force. How are we looking? Economy, still shit. Protected and united, better than it was. This isn't great. This is not the best, but it's better than it was. So I think we'll just do this. Get something of a legitimate economy going. Yeah, I'm gonna liberate the South. I can ignore this and just keep that front manned and just overwhelm the federal Southern Federal Command with my armor, air quotes. and my militia units following behind it. The Southern Logistical Crisis, what's that? Oh, we need to... So we got supply issues and a supply burn rate, so we need to secure vital lifelines like the Gulf Lifeline. For that, we need to control New Orleans. I need to control Atlanta and own it as well. So we need to defeat whoever holds Atlanta. So Southern Federal Command must fall. Let's just deal with the first issue here. Let's move to encircle Federal Command troops so I don't have to fight them more than once. Well, unfortunately, Atlanta burns, which means I can now negotiate with Fort Benning. You know what? Fort Benning, I think you might be very interested in working together with our very legitimate and very peaceful mission. We got the Southern Junction, and the Gulf Lifeline requires me to get to New Orleans, which is going to be a spot of bother. I'm also getting a little overextended here. Oh, I just don't have enough of anything. Economic relief. What are these? Departments to make things just better. Oh, so these are like permanent decisions, and these top 3 are just temporary buffs. Yeah, it would probably be best to make these permanently just flat out better. I just need to get troops into Athens, which is shockingly not in Greece. Unless they also need... No, that's all of them. We've got Federal Southern Command overrun. Punched clean through the League of the South's defenses. Let's head for New Orleans. All right, Fort Benning has decided to throw their lot in with the UN. Clever choice, boys. Need to find myself some political power elsewhere so I can get more recruits. All right. Taiwan's gone. Well, it's about to be gone anyway. I love these fast units. You can just drive wherever you want to. There's not much they can do about it. Oh, baby, this is actually going really well. I've got New Orleans secured. Ooh, drone ambush, not good. Well, that's the cost of doing business here. Capture as much land as possible, because we're gonna get in trouble soon with the big boys, the constitutional government or the union. Either or is going to be a problem eventually. We need to get ourselves established before that happens. What? Australian reinforcements. Very welcome. The UN mission grows. Ever biglier. Yes. Alright, that is those guys dealt with. It's just the Black Liberation Army who basically don't have any troops. Oh, I thought they had no troops, but they have a couple of troops. Doesn't matter. We'll just quickly overrun them and be done with this. That secures our little corner to the south. Do want to recruit more troops. Some National Guard divisions. Don't really have the manpower, equipment, or anything else, but we're slowly getting there. I think I do want to exploit the fact that Texas does not have its shit together to try and quickly overwhelm them while I try to just consolidate everything else I hold, like get compliance up, get stability up. This should be easy. And we're also over the state of Texas. So you automatically declare war on like the breakaway nations, but the original state government gets an event where they can either bend the knee or, you know, go to war. In this case, Greg Abbott has chosen, and Greg Abbott has chosen poorly. We outnumber all of them individually, and even combined, I think this is just not a contest. And get the people to trust me. I need to open the Texas fuel gate. Houston's here, so we've basically already got that one. Alright, I think Greg Abbott's reign of terror is over. Let's just deal with what remains. The Aryan Freedom Network. This is just a bunch of cringe LARPers, isn't it? Either way, to the victor go to spoils. The United Nations administered America controls the farm, most of the South. So we will now work on integrating it, which means getting their compliance up. And then I can core them. Then we need to get the resistance down. All in all, it's going to be a very long-winded bit of work, but it is now 2023. We've got a sizable force, just a matter of digging ourselves out of the hole we find ourselves in, I guess. And the Union and constitutional governments are still at each other's throat. The time to expand is now, before Big Donny T or a Sleepy Joe get control of, you know, this other outlying territory. So we'll liberate the Rockies, we'll declare war on the breakaway factions, and issue an ultimatum to the Tribal Authority, Arizona, and New Mexico. Economy-wise, I've got 18 whole mills. I'm making a lot of command equipment because, well, it's the one thing I'm lacking the most in. I need so much of it for garrisons. Training up troops as well, so that will be very helpful to get out into the field. All right, the Chicanos are out, the Western Military Administration, Brigham's Army, Federal Air Command, and the Folkish Resistance, so the entire sweep. But New Mexico and Arizona are with me. They're now in my faction, so they've seen the light, and we're going north. That's good. So right now they're just a faction. The United Nations mission in the United States. Yeah, they're not actual puppets. Shame. Maybe there's a way to integrate them. We'll figure it out. First up, we take all of these guys out. Let's get our doctrine in. I think we'll go with NATO's Western doctrine. Join my war, sure. Call for aid. So I can ask people for help, and that's mostly going to be equipment, certain party popularity, maybe even buildings, but it does swing my politics one way or the other. I'm not really sure what this is going to do for us, but we'll figure it out. All right, more troops, and these troops are apparently our channel members. Gunnar Jurgen, Corey Benning, Man of War, Ivosevich. You are all going straight to the front lines, gentlemen. I require your assistance. The UN will bring peace to this place at last, and you will be the hand that wields the weapon. The American People's Liberation Army has declared war on us and our puppets. Right, that is a problem, because they are like one of the big dogs, and they actually have they have a lot of divisions. This is a massive problem for us. We're not ready for this. Let's just fall back to defensive ground and hold them off for a bit. There's just nothing I can do about this right now. Oh, God, no. Like, these guys just had no troops. Nothing. 5 divisions. Why did I even bother bringing Arizona into this? We've still got Phoenix, but their divisions are so much better than ours, I think. We just don't have the units. Yeah, I'm getting blown away by the commies here. There's also, like, no supply here whatsoever until we can take, like, Paradise. This is not going well, and simply because I was horrifically out of position. Fuck it. You know, Arizona fucked me. I'm going to fuck Arizona. Get bent, Arizona. You deal with this, because I won't. All right, I can integrate my first state. The state of Georgia is willing to be cored by the United Nations administered America. And then I'll get Georgian militias. I'll just shift this guy around to keep moving resistance down, I guess. Yay. Well, this is very much me experiencing this for the first time, so let me know what I'm doing wrong so I can unfuck it all up. Thank you. Oh, sweet, I can now edit these templates. Okay, I guess we can turn these into things I do like. So I could turn it into this with then, of course, the appropriate support. I'd love to make some of them, but I'm gonna have to ramp up production of pretty much everything and then make some more. It's not outside the realm of possibilities, I guess. If we can get the economy going, we could make it work. And also get a little bit of air experience through the focus here, because I'm going to build up a bit of an air force, and then we'll make some multi-rolls to take the skies back. Oh, bye, Joe. Hello, Kamala. All right, fine. So bad news. The Patriot Front and the National Socialist Movement have gone to war with the Union of America, which I don't really care about per se. But that does mean if they break through along here near Norfolk, they would border me and go to war with me. I don't have the luxury of spreading my front that wide. I have cored Georgia and I'm calling up its militia. I'm also courting South Carolina and I can then call its militia as well. And I think Alabama's ready. North Carolina's ready. A lot of these states are now ready to be cored. Just need the political power to actually do it. That should give us enough troops to sort of hold them back, I hope. I'm trying to go through this focus tree to get the stats up. Get my combat effectiveness up. This is starting to look nice, but it can be nicer, you know. It doesn't feel like we're making much headway here. All of these combats are just super grindy. We're gonna have to rely on like cheesy reinforced memes, honestly. Let's core another state. North Carolina, fine. I have an idea. If I go through Crown Point and then one tile north, I can get pretty much all of that encircled, and maybe I can run quickly enough to hit the Phoenix or make meaningful gain And Operation Lifeline will then reduce the amount of supplies we consume. Maybe we can make it work? Maybe? I'm gonna give it a go. We have to try something, because if we don't, we just lose anyway. Got a little bit of an air force, but it's not gonna be enough. The enemy now has 203 enemy fighters in the region. Again, the industry is taking its sweet time getting built up. It's just gonna be a while before we get anything approaching acceptable standards. Alright, it's not much, but it's a pocket. I'm getting more militia deployed. Speaking of troops on the line, more divisions, more everything. It's like equipment-wise, we're doing okay-ish. I'm starting to get a few of these guys ready. These are going to be like my actual good divisions. Alright, I just saw a pop-up. Yeah, the Patriot Front has declared war on me the moment they reached our border. I'm going to force deploy that guy, get one more unit on that line. I have only 11 divisions there. They're pretty green as well. This is going to be great. I've made a slight breakthrough over there. I do have air. I've made a couple of encirclements, so they are down. They're starting to lose divisions, but breaking through here is just virtually impossible because of how the supply hubs are laid out. They can't get to me because they are past the point of their supply. I can't get to them because I am past the point of my supply. It is infuriating. It is what it is, though, so just something we need to deal with. I'm getting more cores. I think I've got everything, including Texas. I just need... Yeah, it's Texas being integrated. Everything is gonna get integrated, then I call up more militias. Alright, Joe's out. Donald has won. Joseph has been vanquished. I'm transferring my troops more to this area because I'm anticipating trouble to come from this side. I'm just desperately trying to claw ahead, get ahead of the glaring problems I'm facing. I'm really not sure what I'm supposed to do. This is just endlessly bogged down. Alright, Big Donny T is on the move. He's just declared war on the communists here. I know he's gonna go for me, so I'm starting to redraw the lines a little bit. Get some militia to man my soon-to-be very long front, along with my faster units to try getting ready for a push north if he does join this war. We've just frozen this front. It's a little annoying because if I threw my armor at him, I can absolutely bum rush them all the way back to Boston. We're just gonna freeze the conflict on this border as well, and I'm gonna get some Texans. I just saw that I should have been raising militias in Texas, considering, you know, this gives me, what, 4, 10, like 16 divisions? This will give me 3. I should have just gone straight for Texas and gotten the massive amount of troops that gives me. Oh well. Yeah, there we go. Big Donny T has declared war. And we can rebuild Atlanta. How fortuitous. Whew, this is actually quite big. So let's just... You attack and grab as much land as we can. You know, if we could get to, like, Cleveland... I could probably cut off a large section of their front. Then you guys simply attack and walk north. Let's get another recruitment campaign going in Asia. I need friends. Right now, let's just grab some land and settle on some good defensive borders. These guys are pretty fast. How far could I get them to penetrate, Giggity? I feel I might be able to grab a lot. Like, if I push to Chicago, I would have to deal with the Patriot Front. I can defeat them in isolation. They're not that tough. Oh, that is actually a lot of troops popping up very quickly. Oh dear. And I have gaps in my... Okay, this is not working. This is not working. Halt. What I could do is force little encirclements, though. I do have the power to make that a reality. Yeah, like this. Like, just a couple of divisions at a time. Encircle them and destroy them. Or get the Texan militia right to the front. That's another... 18 or so divisions. Ooh, we're gonna have one hell of a fight here. You can stop attacking. I've also got more and more of my own designs out. So these, they're green, so they're not the best. I should really be training them. But these are what I use for my Germany run with admittedly quite good success. So hopefully they will see success here as well. I don't have air at this time though, so... it's okay though. I'll be able to get more Texans out soon, TM, and then we start coring more land as we claim it. We'll be fine. That is a lot of red bubbles. Yeah, I just don't have the numbers he does. Trump alone probably outnumbers me almost 2 to 1. I'm fighting tooth and nail to lose as slowly as possible in the west. And in the east, I'm going to concentrate my armor... variety of armor units, really, to try and make a push towards Cleveland and Detroit. Cut off the furthest extension of the Donald's push into the, what are these, the Patriot Front? Right, with these additional Texan volunteers rushing, we might be able to stabilize, or at least sort of stabilize. Do I want to take Detroit now? I kind of do, because it is a major source of, well, everything. Yeah, I should just exploit that. Rush up to that little junction up there. This is getting rolled up very nicely. You take Detroit, and that will see that area done. You head north. Like, I've killed 150,000 troops, lost 28,000. So numerically, we're doing really, really well. Same with the American People's Liberation Army. Well, this is just going to be very fiddly and incredibly long front lines that I genuinely don't like. I'm going to have to give up parts of Texas to ensure final victory. I think we've just crashed into the remains of the Patriot Front as well. I do believe I have the armored strength to just push and keep going and just knock them out entirely. If I take the armor, go from Buffalo, like just all of the armor, and then from Buffalo through the plains towards like Philadelphia would be ideal, because the Patriot Front is hurting. I can tell by the strength bars, but so am I. Just push to the sea, get their main force encircled, and they just don't have any reserves left. I can do this, and that is the majority of Donnie T's army also very much stuck here. Total air dominance, close air support's in. We're in it to win it now, boys. I feel like Sherman heading for the coast. Society is developing, so we're slowly turning this into a not so shit country. We have critical thinkers, we have some food, we have pretty good poverty rate. We are a very good army, more or less, you know, turning this country around, right? What the hell? Ooh. I think there's just been a nuclear exchange between India and Pakistan. Fortunately, that does not concern me. Something's gone terribly wrong here. What, though? Oh, probably an uprising of sorts. All right, troops over there. Kill it quick. There's also something going on over here. All of Trump's troops are gone. Where have they all gone? I don't know. This is just one of those classic AI brain farts that just allow you to come back from anything, I guess. Aggressively drive, though. Go. Kill them. All right, Patriot Front should be just about dead. Couple more victory points, so we'll have them. That should then allow us to concentrate all our efforts on Donnie T. Thank God I will get this over with eventually. Oh, this is actually very satisfying. For a minute there, I thought I was cooked. Oh, there goes the Patriot Front and everyone else, so I guess we'll have to fight Big Don for the land. So we shall. Fortunately, I occupy all of it, so it doesn't really matter what the outcome here is. All right, that is the peace deal. Confirm and exit. Hold and everyone to the main line. And these 20 divisions, I guess we can probably ram them right down his throat towards Denver. All right, I've recruited some American generals and their associated troops. I'll take anyone I can get at this point. Just get on the front line. Let's start Operation Iron Ring. Push with the armor. Well, armor. It's a collection of things that have certain degrees of armor. It's mostly mechanized, I suppose. This is a pretty hefty chunk of Trump's military that's still trapped here. I'm still unable to properly dislodge it, mostly because it's on a goddamn mountain. But it doesn't matter if we can drive into his homeland and capitulate him that way. Yeah, these are his cores I'm taking now. This is just hopelessly bogged down. You know what, you guys? Just hold them pinned in there. That armor unit can help us drive to Denver. Yeah. All right, we are storming Denver. Can we take it? There's just HQ units. Is that John Kelly? It is John Kelly. There's just HQ units defending Denver. For HQ units, those are tough. Have we taken Denver? I think we have. What's this looking like? I think we might have them. Yes! Select all, submit demands, and keep contesting. Beautiful. Well, looks like the big man himself escaped our forces. Doesn't matter. Now we just make some moves to clean up these pockets in the area, and we make our next push, clean out the Mormons, and then it's just California. I think we can move into Utah without too much resistance. That should knock these guys out relatively quickly. I significantly outgun them. Groom Lake. Why is it named that? best not to dwell on these things. Oops, I forgot to take a focus. We're going through them like a knife through butter, so these are significantly weaker than any of the other factions that we've had to deal with, which is a relief. Alright, that is the Mormons, I think, dealt with. Hooray, hooray. Now it's just the People's Republic of California. Tough nut to crack, but we'll crack him nonetheless. Probably a push south through here to cut off that section and then just roll up their lines. I'm sounding more and more stuffy, for which I must apologize. It's awful. I don't like it either, sorry. Alright, good news. We've just separated California in half, essentially. Maybe I'll just get this over with, in a sense, and just smash all of this armor-ish, down south, take their cores, run it down mid, as they say, and just thunder run on San Diego, Los Angeles, Compton. Just go straight for the population centers, their last remaining, their big victory points. We're going to hurt them, and we're going to hurt them bad. Let's get some air cover up overhead as well. Got plenty of air now. This really shouldn't be an issue. They thought the UN was going to sit by and do nothing. This is a different UN. It's a whole new world out there, gentlemen. Oh, this is annoying. Yeah, there's apparently a crossing of sorts there. I need to send troops there. Yeah, there's some kind of crossing here near San Francisco. Oh, the UN is entering Hollywood and Santa Monica. Great. That is Los Angeles secured. I can finally be a podcast bro. Dream come true. American People's Liberation Front's not doing too hot, is it? Is it? Oh, this does feel good. Considering where we were when Big Donnie T declared war, I thought that was going to be it for a minute. That push towards Chicago and Cleveland, that really turned it around. That was the making or breaking point. That is where the campaign really swung. I don't see them coming back from this. Oh, 500,000 casualties. I barely took 24,000. Just leaning on defensive tactics where you barely lose men, and offensive tactics only conducted with anything like sort of mechanized or armored is just, it's a winning formula in the mod. Air power obviously helps. That's it. Final breakthrough. This is where we ended, and we will have unified this. Whoop. That's the Donbass. The European war is going to kick off. Doesn't matter. We are ready to step in and provide peace and security worldwide just as soon as we finish up this American Civil War. A new age of total war. Hell yeah. I think I've almost run out of focuses to do. Pretty neat. Start a nuclear program. That's what the UN needs. It's a nuclear program. Everything seems to come back to nukes with me in this mod. Love it. There we go. Submit demands, confirm and exit, and the United Nations administered America, except for the state of New Mexico, have brought unity and peace to America. I would only need to complete the Eagle Soars or the Dove Prevails, which is either of these, and both require me to push balance of power. Let's see if we can get that done, and we can wrap this up. As is tradition, Russia has... oh, nice sunglasses. Has invaded Ukraine, who have no sunglasses. That's a distinct tactical disadvantage. Unfortunately, I'm not able to send volunteers. I'm not allowed to send volunteer forces, which is a little odd. I don't know if there's going to be an option for the the UN to intervene in this war, but I'm ready. I'm ready. Send me in, boss. We have just completed the Eagle Soars. The Talons have taken command. Alright, the next Secretary General must be selected. America shall rise to guard the world anew. Basically, a fresh neocon steps up. Order must guide liberty. Zuev? Supervised trusteeship. Trust is through vigilance and strength. Daniel Prince. Okay, and what's this? Peacekeeper. Cheryl Pierce, veteran peacekeeper, military official, yada yada yada. A permanent professional army building a democracy safeguarded by discipline, loyalty, and military order. That's my kind of boy. Militocratic republic. Discipline shall secure the peace. There we go, Cheryl. What do we do? Is this it? Have we completed the focus tree? Possibly, probably, but I can still press the button here. We have restored order to America. Peace has been drilled into permanence. Order is restored and peace wears the uniform. A new era comes for America. We move back to capital to New York. A rather abrupt end. This is essentially the end of the mod's content for now. Hinting at more to come, maybe with the title, what the hell is a Barbados? I guess that eventually might allow us to intervene other places. Right now, there's not much that can be done. I can't even justify a war goal. There are no more focuses, so this is it for now. No more content. The UN has seized control of America. The United Nations Interim Forces in America. That's a lovely blue. They have restored order. We are ready to restore order in Mexico should we have to. I would love to intervene in the European war as well, but alas. Anyway, that is it for today. I hope you guys have enjoyed this look at the Fire Rises, the Flags Unfurled mod as the out. Let's try it again. Anyway, that is it for today, gentlemen. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Try that again. Alright, folks, that's it for today. I hope you guys have enjoyed this look at a slightly different take on the Fire Rises. The obscure underdog United Nations mission to Miami has rebuilt America bigger, better, and beautiful in that blue color. Hope to see you guys in the next video as well. Goodbye.